this is something that Peter Altmaier and Merkel had been planning. I guess it wouldn't have gotten or didn't get much support when they floated it last year. Now they saw their chance and jumped.
Yes, exactly, Matt. Basically, Altmaier has drawn up this industrial strategy 2030, and it was really a clear response to the China strategy. And it has been focused on big, large German companies. And he said size matters at the time. And he wanted to basically be much more active in fostering and strengthening German industry abroad. But he was willing really to take an interventionist approach. And at the time, I mean, he didn't get the support from his own party. His own party basically said this is far too interventionist. The state shouldn't have that much power in companies. And it was also rebuffed by Europe because it was so nationalistic. And, of course, it was also not really welcomed by China. But
yes, this is really interesting, Birgit. So putting in context what we're seeing at the moment from the German government and putting it in sort of a wider European context and a wider time horizon, suggesting this has been building for some time. I suppose, though, it might have angered smaller businesses, the Mittelstand in Germany. And how does it sit with other European partners then? I mean, it sounds quite French in a sense, but I wonder if the French are happy.
her 500 European program together with Macron, she did say, look, after the crisis, we have to become much more active to build European champions together. And we have to basically change also European competition law to do this. So really, Germany and France aren't that far apart on this. And we have seen but Germany in the past has been much more liberal, much more laissez-faire in sort of saying, look, we just need to give the companies just the legal framework, but the companies should do the work on their own. But now Germany is really interfering, and the case we have seen this now very actively is Lufthansa, where Germany, against the will of Lufthansa, has taken a stake.
Or they're trying to, right? I mean, Brussels isn't making it easy, and neither is the supervisory board. How, this is, I think, the most fascinating aspect of the story, Birgit. If they're going to start taking activist-sized, large stakes in these big private German companies, going back, to how they used to be 20, 30 years ago, who's next after Lufthansa? Are they going to take a bigger stake in Volkswagen? Are they going to take, big stakes in Siemens? I mean, how does this look after the plan?
I mean, Volkswagen, also the state of Lower Saxony already has a huge stake. So, but I don't think it is a blueprint really for all big German companies. But it shows that the government really wants companies to work very closely together with Germany. Basically, Altmaier sees Siemens as more of the classic, of the ideal company, because Siemens is already working extremely closely with Germany. The Siemens management is traveling almost on every trip when Altmaier goes abroad. So really, I think with Siemens, he doesn't feel that they need to have a stake in the company because they are closely tied up anyway. But Lufthansa, there are other companies, German companies, and particular banks, the German banks have been accused in the past a lot of just not having a national agenda, really. Deutsche Bank just went abroad but didn't care of what its policy did to Germany. So, and this is changing now. Germany basically says, number one, these companies should have a German brand, should be aware where they're operating, and then we will support, and this is how Altmaier defends it, why he's entering Lufthansa, we want them to defend foreign takeovers if that would become necessary. So Germany is not going to intervene in every single case, but if they think it's necessary to defend a German global player, they probably would.